Hare Krishna, welcome to all the devotees in today's session of the Secrets of Bhagavad-gita. Om Adhyanatimirandhasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurube Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupah Kada Mahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So last time we were discussing Bhagavad-gita chapter 2, text number 39. We read up to some extent. We could not complete the purport. So we will just continue it. So I will just read the verse once again and its translation. Then we will discuss on the purport. Uh, text 39. Esha te bhita sankhye buddhir yoge tvimam shunu. Buddhya yukto yaya partha karma bandham prahasyasi. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada. Translation. Thus far I have described this knowledge to you through analytical study. Now listen as I explain it in terms of working without fruitive results. O son of Pritha, when you act in such knowledge, you can free yourself from the bondage of works. Last time we discussed that the particular word Sankhya that has been explained by Lord Krishna to mean uh, explain something in a great detail or analytical study of science of soul. So this particular Sankhya Darshanam or the philosophy of Sankhya is different from the another similar philosophy uh, which is also goes by the name Sankhya, but that has been uh, promoted by an atheist Kapila. So uh, both the philosophy discuss all the elements in the existence, and through this analytical study, they lead us to proper conclusion. Uh, but the atheistic Kapila, the philosophy of atheistic Kapila, negates the role of Ishvara. That's why it is called atheistic. So it does not actually lead us to proper conclusion. So it does get us to the science of soul, that there is soul, it is different from this body, and we have to elevate our soul. We have to uh, get rid of the uh, rebirth. Janma mrityu jara vyadhi dukha doshanudarshanam. So all these miseries, taking birth again and again and again, getting old and getting all sorts of miseries. That is not our real life. So that is the some sort of conclusion, which is also in line with Shastra. However, it negates the role of Ishvara, and that is why it's called atheistic uh, philosophy. But this Sankhya philosophy, as mentioned by Lord Krishna in this verse, is theistic philosophy, theistic Sankhya. So we uh, observed how Lord Krishna put forward many arguments in support of fight that Arjun was worried about the would-be death of his relatives, and Lord Krishna uh, tries to explain him in many ways that soul is eternal and body is anyway perishable. So considering this difference and unavoidable circumstances, a religious person or a person of uh, great character, Arjuna should not deviate from his duty as a Kshatriya and continue executing his duty. So that was the point. We'll read further. This Sankhya has nothing to do with the Sankhya philosophy of the atheist Kapila. Long before the impostor Kapil Sankhya, The Sankhya philosophy was expounded in the Srimad Bhagavatam by the true Lord Kapila, the incarnation of Lord Krishna, who explained it to his mother Devhuti. So in Bhagavatam, there is an incarnation of Lord Krishna who goes by the name Kapila, Lord Kapila. So he has propounded this Sankhya philosophy, proper Sankhya philosophy. It is clearly explained by him that the Purusha or the Supreme Lord is active and that he creates by looking over the Prakriti. So, the essential truth in Sankhya philosophy, or in fact in any philosophy, is to understand the Purusha and Prakriti. So, there are basically two elements in reality. One is Purusha, another is Prakriti. So, when we understand that the role of Purusha and the role of Prakriti, then actually we live in reality. Unless and until we understand this difference, we live in illusion, or we go with false identity. So that is why the Sankhya, this particular Sankhya of Lord Kapila, in great detail explains who is Purusha and who is Prakriti. So uh, we Jiva also fall within the category of Prakriti, because Prakriti is supposed is known as Bhogya, and Purush is called Bhokta. Bhokta means one who is enjoyer, and Bhogya means one is to be enjoyed. So uh, we may get annoyed by the word Bhogya. That how is that we are supposed to be enjoyed by someone? Well, uh, that's because of our modern upbringing. We may think like that. That to actually uh, uh, to be enjoyed is a very good position or superior position. So yes, to be an enjoyer in uh, in a particular perspective, it's a superior position. However, to be enjoyed by Lord Krishna, which is our constitutional position, is not in any way inferior position. It is our uh, blissful position. So that is the difference. And if we don't understand this difference and act in that capacity, we are going to mess with our life, and we will also create disturbance for others. So that is uh, the application of the Sankhya philosophy, that we must understand who is Purusha and who is Prakriti. We are Prakriti, and that is why we are supposed to serve or please Lord Krishna, who is our master, who is Purusha. So sometimes we see uh, in almost everywhere we see that even women who are supposed to be enjoyed by men, that is the general understanding. Even women also in the material world try to be enjoyer, though they have a female bodies, but they try to act as enjoyer. So that is also a false identity. So it's about the uh, mentality by which we live in this world. So we may have male body or female body or whatever, but we should understand that from tattva point of view, we are servants of Krishna. And servant means who is supposed to serve the master. So and by serving the master, he gets happy. That is his constitutional position. If he goes beyond that, then that will create inauspiciousness inauspiciousness for him. So that was the Purusha and Prakriti difference. This is accepted in the Vedas and the Gita. The description in the Vedas indicates that the Lord glanced over the Prakriti or nature and impregnated it with atomic individual souls. So there is material nature, that is also called Prakriti, and Jivas, they are also called Prakriti. And Lord Krishna, who is Purusha, he glanced over the Prakriti and impregnated individual souls. So in that sense, he is our source, he is our origin, he is our father. So in that way also he is superior to us. All these individuals are working in the material world for sense gratification, and under the spell of material energy, they are thinking of being enjoyers. This mentality is dragged to the last point of liberation when the living entity wants to become one with the Lord. This is the last snare of Maya, or sense gratificatory illusion, and it is only after many, many births of such sense gratificatory activities that a great soul surrenders unto Vasudeva, Lord Krishna, thereby fulfilling the search after the ultimate truth. So, up to the liberation, we may keep the false identity of uh, thinking oneself as enjoyers. So that is also an illusion. We should understand that we are Prakriti, we are servants of Krishna, and we must serve Krishna, and that is our natural life. Arjuna has already accepted Krishna as his spiritual master by surrendering himself unto him. Shishyastyam shadimam tvam prapannam. Consequently, Krishna will now tell him about the working process in Buddhi Yoga or Karma Yoga, or in other words, the practice of devotional service only for the sense gratification of the Lord. So now, having this connection and having understood the Sankhya so far explained by Lord Krishna, now Arjuna would be uh, given the same instructions in terms of Buddhi Yoga. Buddhi Yoga, or uh, it is also called Bhakti Yoga. So, Buddhi Yoga or Bhakti Yoga means to understand that we are servants of Krishna and we have to serve Krishna unconditionally. So, the same Bhakti Yoga can be explained in loose terms as Karma Yoga. So, because uh, the ultimate goal of Karma Yoga or Nishkam Karma Yoga is Bhakti Yoga. So, uh, in essence, any yoga or anything uh, that is meant for connecting with God, that essentially is Bhakti Yoga or Bhakti Yoga uh, in process. Oh my God! In the morning, often we get this network issue, network issue. Okay. This Buddhi Yoga is clearly explained in chapter 10, verse 10, as being direct communion with the Lord, who is sitting as Paramatma in everyone's heart. But such communion does not take place without devotional service. One who is therefore situated in devotional or transcendental loving service to the Lord, or in other words, in Krishna consciousness, attains to this stage of Buddhi Yoga by the special grace of the Lord. The Lord says, therefore, that only to those who are always engaged in devotional service, out of transcendental love, does he award the pure knowledge of devotional in love. In that way, the devotee can reach him easily in the ever blissful kingdom of God. So we will see Bhagavad-gita chapter 10 and verse 10. What is that? तेषां सततयुक्तानां भजतां प्रीतिपूर्वकं ददामि बुद्धियोगं तं येन मां प्रयान्ति ते. So here also the word buddhi yoga has been mentioned. So we should clearly understand that this buddhi yoga, which has been mentioned in this word, is the same buddhi yoga mentioned in Bhagavad-gita chapter 10, verse 10. Why so much disturbance? Okay, maybe I should try some different connection. Just a minute. Let us see how it works. Okay, let us see. Okay, continuing. Thus, the Buddhi-yoga mentioned in this verse is the devotional service of the Lord, and the word Sankhya mentioned herein has nothing to do with the atheistic Sankhya yoga enunciated by the impostor Kapila. So, this Buddhi-yoga is same as the Bhakti yoga mentioned in Bhagavad-gita chapter 10, text number 10. So, as Prabhupada explains that uh, one gets in direct communion with Lord Krishna, but he has to execute the process of Buddhi Yoga or Bhakti Yoga. And what is Bhakti Yoga or Buddhi Yoga? Tesham sadat yuktanam bhajatam priti purukam. One who is constantly engaged in devotional service to Lord Krishna. Priti purukam, out of love, not out of some material desires. So only when we uh, perform devotional service unconditionally, without any material desire, then only we get connected to Lord Krishna. That is Buddhi Yoga. So now Arjun would be would receive the instructions from Lord Krishna in terms of Bhakti Yoga. How, as a devotee, he should understand the situation and carry out his duty. Next, nor did that philosophy have any influence during that time, nor would Lord Krishna care to mention such godless philosophical speculation. So when Lord Krishna spoke this Sankhya philosophy to Arjuna, that time this atheistic Kapil philosophy was not in existence. So anyway, there is no question of that influence, the influence of that atheistic Sankhya. Real Sankhya philosophy is described by Lord Kapila in the Srimad Bhagavatam, but even that Sankhya has nothing to do with the current topics. Here, Sankhya means analytical description of the body and the soul. Lord Krishna made an analytical description of the soul just to bring Arjuna to the point of Buddhi Yoga or Bhakti Yoga. Therefore, Lord Krishna's Sankhya and Lord Kapila's Sankhya, as described in the Bhagavatam, are one and the same. They are all Bhakti Yoga. Lord Krishna said, therefore, that only the less intelligent class of men make a distinction between Sankhya Yoga and Bhakti Yoga. Sankhya Yoga prasak balaha pravadantina panditaha. So the Sankhya Yoga or and Bhakti Yoga is one and the same because Bhakti Yoga is Buddhi Yoga. And because Lord Krishna gave the same conclusion from Sankhya Yoga, and now is going to give the same conclusion through Buddhi Yoga or Bhakti Yoga. So when the object is same or the goal is same, then essentially both the philosophy are considered same. So obviously there is some different approach in Sankhya and Bhakti Yoga, but the conclusion is same. So in that sense, both are same. Of course, atheistic Sankhya has nothing to do with Bhakti Yoga. Yet the unintelligent claim that the atheistic Sankhya Yoga is referred to in the Bhagavad Gita. So those are ignorant people. They think like that. One should therefore understand that Buddhi Yoga means to work in Krishna consciousness in the full bliss and knowledge of devotional service. One who works for the satisfaction of the Lord only. However, difficult such work may be, is working under the principles of Buddhi Yoga and finds himself always in transcendental bliss. By such transcendental engagement, one achieves all transcendental understanding automatically by the grace of the Lord, and thus his liberation is complete in itself, without his making extraneous endeavors to acquire knowledge. There is much difference between work in Krishna consciousness and work for fruitive results, especially in the matter of sense gratification or achieving results in terms of family or material happiness. Buddhi Yoga is therefore the transcendental quality of the work that we perform. So here, Buddhi Yoga or Bhakti Yoga means acting for Krishna and in Krishna consciousness. So one may be Krishna, maybe in Krishna consciousness, but he may be acting for his own benefit. So, uh, so we have to think of Krishna, or we have to please Krishna, but not for ourselves. We have to please Krishna for His sake. So that is called Bhakti Yoga. And when we please Lord Krishna, or try our best to please Lord Krishna, so there will be some challenges, some struggle, and that we should take as an austerity, uh, and that will purify us. And through purification, we get uh, immense bliss by such Krishna conscious activities. So in the beginning, it may be little painful or troublesome for us to execute different aspects of devotional service. For example, getting up early in the morning, or having uproarious kirtan, or any other things, and washing pots, for example. But when we get purified by the same processes, then gradually we derive immense pleasure, great pleasure by executing the same things. Okay, so I will stop here, uh, and I won't be taking any question now because I have to go somewhere. I'm little in hurry. Hare Krishna. So we'll end here. वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः. श्रीमद् भगवद गीता की जय. श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय. Hare Krishna. Thank you all for joining the class.